Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Let me just lift this up a little bit. It seems to be a little bit low. I don't know why that moved. So, how are things?
Yeah,
Things well?
things are very good. Thank you very much. Still same
Yeah.
old with me though. Still working on getting my videos edited. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
man.
you have started it.
I have started now, and
Yeah.
hopefully I will be getting a uh, extended hard drive in the next week or so, so I can start getting some of the clips from you
Oh,
and
okay.
send
Cool.
over. But yeah, I've started now. I kind of got used to the new software, so it should
Yeah.
be on target.
Yeah. And it's funny because I looked at some of your videos the other day that you sent me for to put in my videos, and I noticed they're in MOV.
Oh, are they?
Do you yeah, some of them are in MOV. I think most of them are.
Oh,
And which means I'm gonna have to probably transfer all of them into MP4s. Yeah. So, do you when you were uploading your videos in the Sunny Vegas, is it MOV or is it MP3 or 4?
no, I haven't looked. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, because that
Yeah,
it
MOV,
might be
isn't
an
it?
issue
Yeah,
with Sunny Vegas, unfortunately. Not with the video, with the audio.
yeah.
Sunny
Oh,
Vegas doesn't really like MOV very much.
I'll have to convert it then. It's fine.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try it and see what happens. I'm not worried about the video. I'm more worried about the audio. So, but today we have today we have a phenomenal guest on the show today. I'm
Mm,
really looking forward to speaking to Patty. I got the opportunity to meet Patty. I think it's about a month ago. A month ago, yeah, we met in a live. I think it was Matt Barron's live. I think the paranormal consultant. He was doing a live, and I got the opportunity to meet Patty then, and we got talking, and then we got talking more on the phone and stuff like that, and through Messenger, and we've gotten to know each other. A little bit, or maybe more than a little bit. And she really is an awesome person, and I've gotten to know her. I would say probably quite well, actually. And if people don't know, we are going to be well. Let me before I say that we are going to be releasing something on June 1st, and its videos have been going around. We're doing a big reveal. There's something really big happening. And so before all this and all the videos came out, I decided that I was going to approach Patty and find out if she wanted to be involved, and she did. She said yes, I would love to be involved. So she is also involved in this big reveal that's happening on June 1st. And of course, yours truly, Lex. I asked in plenty of time. It's usually about 2 weeks after I start doing it or start planning it, then I think about Lex.
yeah, which
So
is weird because he sees me every week.
so yeah, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. We are going to be in the middle of the show. We are going to be showing a commercial. We don't normally do that, but we're going to do it today, and you guys can see what the commercial is about when I play it. But I don't want to waste a lot of time with us talking. I want to get Patty up, and
No, I completely agree. I mean, this is a guest who I'm very excited to talk to. I've
yeah,
spoken about her on this channel before, um, and I'm very interested in learning more about her today. So I'm very happy. So
yeah.
I agree. I think we should get her up.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to David. I know David's in the room. He's one of uh, Patty's top mods on her channel, so I just want to give him a shout out. Emmy's in the room. There seems to be quite a few people in the room today.
There's a lot indeed.
Matt's in the room today, and there's a person named Rosanna Holly. Welcome to. If you've never seen the show before, we like to we like to have a good time, and we ask some questions and stuff like that, but this is a show really about getting to know the person behind the videos. I think when you're watching a video on YouTube or wherever you're watching your videos, you don't really get to learn about the person through their videos. So that's kind of what our show is about. It's about getting to know the people that put the videos together, that go out there and do what they do and edit the videos and all those things. So that's what this show's about. It's about learning about the person that's doing the video. So let's bring her right up. I don't think we really need to introduce Patty. I think pretty well people know who she is.
Judging by the overwhelming flow of comments we're getting in the stream, yeah, I think people do know who she is.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about her coming up. So this is Patty Adams from the paranormal, from the G Team Paranormal. Sorry, got my words. Oh, there you go. There you go with that stupid thing. The G Team Paranormal. Yes. Okay, here we go. Hey, Patty.
Hello.
Sorry, I screwed up the name there. Like, Jesus. I've been rehearsing all week and then I go and screw up the name. It's like, Jesus.
That's okay.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me on here. I appreciate it.
We're
Hi,
really
Lex.
Hello.
we're really excited, and it's funny because we were talking before we went live there that Lex was, when I first told Lex that you were coming on the show, he just gave this look and going, okay, so is that okay? And he goes, yeah.
We have to remember, I am a 289 subscriber channel. That's how many I've got. I am low on the pecking order of paranormal channels. And I'm sat here with someone who's got, I think last time I looked, is 337,000.
I think it's
like
355.
355 yeah.
355,000. Yeah.
So this is a big, and it's not just a big deal for that. It's a big deal because this is a channel that I watched when I started researching on how to do this. This is a channel that I've covered during some controversy in the last 9-10 months. So it's a real surreal moment to be sat talking to you face to face compared to just watching the videos. So, and Raymond, don't start with that hearsay bullshit today, please.
Yeah. So, like I said before he came on, like we got to meet about a month ago. I think it was on Matt's podcast, was it not? I think it was. I think I was in the hotel room in New Jersey when we first met.
Yes, you were.
That's right. So then we got talking, and we got talking more, and we've talked several times over the phone and several times through Messenger. And then I asked you to be a part of this big reveal that's happening on June 1st. I know you're excited about that.
I am very excited.
It's going to be really good. So hopefully people will tune in, because we are going to be announcing that on Parapost Network Central on Facebook. And obviously it's going to be shared out to this channel as well. And it's going to be shared out everywhere. So we're going to have a bunch of people on that night announcing this big reveal. That's, yes, we're announcing it on June 1st, but the actual thing is happening in 2023. So I can't say any more than that. So other than that, and these two lovely people that are in front of me right now are going to be a part of that as well. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of people that hopefully are going to be involved. There's a lot of people involved right now that are going to be leading. Yeah, that they're going to be leading the way on this reveal on what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But with saying that, there's always kind of a negative side. There's going to be a lot of work.
I know.
So why don't we just hop right into this? And like I said, obviously I've gotten to know you over the last month, and so your origin story. How did you get into the paranormal?
Well, my son passed away in January of 2015. Prior to that, I always did believe in the paranormal, and I was kind of a paranormal enthusiast, I guess you could say, for many, many years. And so anyway, my son passed away, and it was a suicide. And almost immediately, within 24 hours, we started having, me and my daughter, when I say we, I mean me and my daughter both, we started experiencing lots of paranormal activity in the home. The lights were flickering. things were moving. We kept hearing his voice coming through the TV, the radio, even in the car as we're trying to plan his funeral a few days later. You know, it kept happening to us so much where we were convinced, you know, he's trying to contact us. He realizes what he's done now, and he wants, you know, he wants to tell us, you know, I'm sorry. And that was one of the things we heard through the radio. My daughter and I both heard it. Of course, we weren't
Mm,
filming. We weren't filming at them. We were driving, but we
mm.
heard it come through the radio. All of a sudden, the song cut out, and you hear static, and you hear, "I'm sorry, Mom." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And,
Wow.
so this stuff just continued, and my daughter started having things happen in her home where she lived. You know, she didn't live with me then, but where she lived, and so she started setting up, cameras, and her computer, she set up her laptop in her room because things were happening in her room throughout the night, and she kept hearing movement in there and you know, felt like somebody was standing next to the bed. So she set up her laptop and caught what looked like a giant orb just go shoosh right in front of the camera. And then through the mirror that was on her wall, you could actually see the computer moved and you could see somebody leaning over like this. And you could see a hat, like it looked like his hat that he always wore, a ball cap. And you could see it. And that was one of the first videos I posted on my YouTube channel. So if you go all the way back, that's one of the first ones I put on there. It's only like a 1-minute clip video, but you know, things started happening so much and then it started happening to the kids. The kids started having experiences. Her little girl was only 3 at the time and she woke her up in the middle of the night and said, Mommy, Uncle Gary's back. He's alive. And
Mm.
she's like, "What? What do you mean? Oh my God." And she knew that she must have seen something. So she went in there and she goes, "He's sitting right there on the couch." And then she looked and said, "Oh my God, he's not there now. Mommy, he's gone, but he was right there." So I mean, I could just go on and on, but you know, we started documenting these things by setting up cameras and stuff. And we decided we wanted to share it. You know, we want to share this with the world, and what better way to do it than YouTube? You know, I never expected to get more than 100 followers, if that. You know, I didn't expect to make any type of career or any type of fame, nothing like that. It was just a hobby. It was like something we felt like we needed to share this, and um it was just became like a hobby for us, you know, to just start filming and doing these, and then which led to a lot of things, which led to paranormal investigations and stuff like that.
When you say, sorry for interrupting there. So when you see something like that, a comment made like that, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel so good.
Like
That's,
that was an
Stephanie,
amazing
yeah,
comment. That
that
was
is
an
an
amazing
amazing
comment.
comment. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I got to meet Stephanie in South Carolina, actually. She came to a weekend event that we had there,
Yeah.
and she awesome person. She lives in Florida also. I think she lives down south
Oh,
in
cool.
So
Florida.
obviously and we're not going to get into this, but obviously we all know what happened a year and a half ago and all that stuff that went down. But when
Mhm.
you see supporters like that sticking with you and,
Yeah.
doing, saying stuff like that and watching your videos and making the comments in the description. And I know you said it feels really good.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing thing to see that, your fans are, that make wonderful comments like that. And
Right.
I think it's amazing. And
I do
that's why I put
too.
it up there. That's why
I
I
do
put it up there.
too. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's very touching. It is very touching. It really is.
And also inspiring
Mm.
people to actually go
Yeah.
out there and do what you do and
Yeah.
doing those videos and do what me and Lex do as well,
Mhm.
going out there and trying to find the answers for what everybody wants to know, right? So
Mhm.
i think it's
Yeah.
i think it's amazing, and that's why I put it up there, because
Yeah.
that was a really, really nice comment by that person.
That
Thank you very
that
much.
was. Thank you,
Yeah.
Stephanie. That was very sweet. She's a sweet girl. I really like her.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My friend Julie's in here, my crystal lady, the one that I get all my crystals from. She has a crystal shop. She's in here too.
Is that this
GG2
person right
Triggers.
here? Is
Yes,
that
it is. Yep.
Patty's? Yeah. Yeah, that's
I've known
great.
her for about 7 years. We've been friends for about 7 years. My friend Cece's in here, Caparelli or Caparlali, I mean. She's one of the ones that I film with quite a bit. And PDX, of course.
Yeah. Well, Emmy is there's Emmy right here,
Yep,
and
yep,
PDX.
yep.
She's great. I had a conversation with her the other day on the phone. She's funny. She's funny,
She
and
is.
a lot of people don't know this about me, but I used to be a hairstylist, right? So I was a hairstylist for 13 years.
Oh, wow,
And she
okay.
comes online. She's on the video, and her hair's all over the place, right? And her colored hair. And I said, "You know, I used to be a hairstylist, right?" And the first thing she went, "Oh my god!" No, it was good. Anyways, like, sorry about that. Go ahead.
That's all right. So I just wanted to say, ask, at what point from documenting what was happening at your homes for you and your daughter, well, at what point did you then decide that this is something you wanted to pursue and keep going on with? Because a lot of people do stop after catching their own entities that's happening at home. When did you make that
Right.
decision that you wanted to go out and keep looking for more and more evidence?
Once I started actually, expanding and taking it a little bit further with going, like, to cemeteries, different haunted locations and stuff like that, I just started having so much fun with it, meeting some nice people, also meeting people that I didn't realize wasn't so nice at the time, but
Mm.
anyway, just it was an adventure, it was fun, I enjoyed it. My daughter and I both, we still do. We enjoy it. I'll do this for the rest of my life, until I can't breathe anymore. So, it's something I love to do. And her and I were actually just talking about this last night. We both enjoy what we do. It doesn't matter if we don't make a dime. We enjoy what we do, and we're going to keep doing it.
No,
So,
I think that's one of the most important points to finish
Yeah.
that bit
yeah,
on, because a lot of people do get into this for, you got people that do it for the wrong reasons, you got people that do it for money.
right. And I've
You can,
discovered that. I've made
yeah,
that discovery through my adventure. I've met a lot of people that are only in it for the money,
and
and
unfortunately, you live
I'm
in an
not.
area rife with those people. So
Yes,
yes,
yes.
again, we all know my views, but
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But that is the big thing. I think you can always tell the genuine story from the false
Mhm,
ones, because people with genuine ones do have a real reason to be doing it to start with, and then they
right.
find a passion for it. I did this.
Mhm,
Mine's not as. I mean, I didn't start it because of something sad happening to me. I started it because something scary happened to me. So
mhm.
the reason why I like asking all these origin stories is because you can really separate the ones who truly believe in it and they're doing it for the right reasons than the ones
Right.
that are just seeing that it's a fad on YouTube and they're jumping on
Exactly.
the trend. So I really
Yep,
appreciate you ending it with that little comment there as well.
yep.
Yeah, it's you can definitely tell, and I think
Mhm,
we're all experienced enough that you can tell right away when you're watching a video if they're doing it for the right reasons. And
right.
the way I can tell is by the questions they ask and
Mhm,
the way they act in the video.
mhm.
Especially,
Yep.
like, I've seen a couple of videos where somebody will go in and being really, really aggressive
Mhm.
and like super aggressive, like they're jabbing, they're poking,
Yep.
what's the word I'm looking for, Lex, the
Taunting,
taunting,
taunting. Yep.
all those things. And right away, that's a person that doesn't respect
Right.
doesn't respect what we do, doesn't respect the spirit, doesn't respect the
Mhm,
place that they're walking into.
mhm.
And obviously, with my videos and all my videos, and I've done it right from the beginning, is if I'm in a location, I introduce myself, and
Mhm.
I introduce anybody
Yep.
else that's in the room with me.
So do I.
And
Yep.
I find when doing that, not only are you showing respect
Mhm.
towards the spirit, but I think that really is going to make the night that much better because they know you're there for the right intentions, and
Exactly.
not you're not going to, sorry for saying this, you're not going to piss them off,
Mhm.
and they're going to go to another room and not even deal with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to do. And I like you said that as well, because I think it's important for people to really, when they're watching videos, really, I understand that you're watching the videos for the entertainment value to see if they're going to
Mhm.
catch anything or something like that, but
Mhm.
really watch the person who's doing the videos as well, because
Mhm.
you're really, really going to tell if they're in it for the right reasons or not. And I tend to
Mhm.
do that only because I'm not going to waste my time sitting on a video if this guy's going to be disrespectful. Like there was a video going around a while ago. A guy was very, very disrespectful in the video, and I turned it off in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
And I won't even,
it aggravates me so bad to see that because, you know, they were once living human beings just like we are. And if you're going to treat the dead like that, how are you going to treat everybody else? You know, I
yeah,
mean, you're just a
But
nasty person.
yeah,
I say the same thing. It's like when you go and meet someone for a coffee or something in the real and living world, you don't walk into them and start shouting abuse at them.
Exactly.
It's like
Right?
essentially you're going into someone's home because they believe they believe they're stuck there. They believe they live there now. But you're
Yeah.
walking into their home. Why would you not be
Right.
respectful when you do it? I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird mentality. But I just want to touch lightly on. I don't want to go into. I'm not going to ask too much about it because it's been a probably long 15, 16 months for yourself. But I just wanted
Hmm.
to, if you could touch on a few words on how you've managed to bounce back from the shitstorm that's happened over the last year or so, and what's given you the motivation to really keep pushing forward. Because I know there's been a lot of negativity towards yourself
Yeah.
probably a lot earlier on in the year than there is
Yep.
now. But how
Yep.
did you find the motivation and the attitude to get past that? Because I think that would be a very important thing for our listeners to hear.
A lot of good friends, and they're all in the chat right now. You know, just having my back, supporting me, encouraging me, cheering me on to stick with it, keep doing what I love. Don't let this situation stop you from doing what you love, what you
Mm,
started, you know, 7 years ago. You know, remember why you started it. Don't let anybody take that from you, no matter what they've said. You know, you just keep going. And if
mm,
people want to believe all that crap, let them believe it. You know, just keep on doing what you love. And they're all in the chat. And these are people that have stood by my side, you know, and have supported me and plus, you know, the kids, you know, the kids, you know, they it was hard for them to watch their grandma go through that, you know, and it was hurtful to them, you
yeah.
know, and they even kept telling me, don't let this knock you down. You get right back up and you keep doing what you love to do. My own
yeah.
grandkids told me that, and my
And that's
daughter.
I
Yeah.
live by this saying. I live by the saying. I'm always reminding myself
Hmm.
if something happens, don't let yesterday use up today.
Right, right,
You
exactly.
just got to move forward, and I like what you're doing. I like what you did. I'm glad you stuck with it. And
Thank
like I
you.
said, the last month that we've gotten to know each other, like I don't think people realize uh, realize how great of a person you are.
Oh, thank
And
you.
and when you're talking to somebody and when you're seeing somebody on video, you're not really getting to know who that person is. And that's why we do this show,
Hmm.
because it brings people up and they really get to know that person and who that person is and why they got into the paranormal and
Right.
why they enjoy it so much. And that's why me and Lex love doing this show, because we've met so many amazing people over the last year that we might not have known if unless doing the show. And
Right, right.
so anyways, other getting back into this, so what has been your latest investigation, and what investigation do you got coming up next?
My latest was a beautiful 1800s historic, absolutely beautiful home. I want to call it a mansion. I mean, it looks like a mansion. It's called the Dowling House. It's here in Florida, in Live Oak, Florida area. And my friend Cece, that's in the chat, that I film with a lot, she was with me when we discovered the place through another place that we were filming at in that same area. It was a train station. They
Okay.
had told us at the train station, "You gotta go over there and check this house out. It's turned into a restaurant now. Tell them what you do. They might let you investigate it." And they got the best creme brulee. So
Oh.
we were there. It was like, "Yes, let's go." We were hungry anyway, you know, and the food was amazing, and the creme brulee, oh my lord, we just thought we were gonna melt in the seats. I mean, it was just so good. And we mentioned to the waitress about what we do and where we just filmed at, And Cece said, could you, is the owner available? We could talk to him. And so he came over to the table, and very nice guy, and started talking to us. And she pretty much just told him everything. I just sat back and let her talk, because I'm like, oh, she's handling this very well. And she got us in. He's like, how would you guys like to come back here and investigate later? And then it would turn into, how would you guys like to come here and stay all night? So he knew there was something there in that house, but he was like, I don't want to know too much, because I have to be here all the time. But it is interesting. I know that the original owner is still here, and he is. But I'm tell you what, I got some of the best EVPs I ever got anywhere the entire time I've done this from that house.
Wow.
The best. I'm talking the best. It's just unbelievable. The EVPs that I got from there. Unbelievable. Back to back in sentences.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I should have done earlier in the week? I should have reached out and said, you know what? Can we get some clips? I never even thought about it. Like, I was just so excited to have you on the show. I was just, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it just before we went live. I go, damn it, I should ask for some clips. That would have been a good clip.
That would have been, because it just blew us away when we were hearing it. But when I listened back, of course, when you listen back, you really hear what's being said. And it just blew me away. I kept sending CC messages going, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. I can't wait for you to see this video. This is just unbelievable. Wait till you hear these EVPs. It's full out sentences.
Wow.
So it was pretty amazing. And we were just so honored that the man even let us stay all night like that. Didn't charge us nothing. Just let us stay. And and my friend Cece, she is a police officer. She's been a police officer for 21 years here in Florida. She's actually a state cop now. And
oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah.
I swear we're good. We're good people.
We're good. Yeah.
We're good people. I swear.
She knows that. She can read people pretty well. Trust me. And like she told me before, she said, I wouldn't even be your friend if I thought you were a horrible person.
Yeah. She can't do anything to me anyways. I'm in Canada.
She said, I'm off duty.
No, that's great. So what we're going to do right now, guys, before we move on with this wonderful person who wanted to come on our show today, we don't normally do this, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. So we are going to be showing a commercial. It's about 2 minutes long. So it's commercial. It's not a commercial for Coke. Sorry. If it was, I would be really, really excited. Or Fanta. Unfortunately, it's not about Ghost, because Ghost isn't sponsoring us. So, but maybe we can get them to sponsor us. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back right after this commercial.
Welcome everybody to Nellis Manor.
There's definitely a male here. Wow, what do you think of that? What do you think of
great.
that? Yeah,
Great.
so again, we mentioned at the beginning of the show that there is going to be a big reveal on June 1st.
Mhm.
It's going to be revealed. I think it's probably going to end up being revealed at nighttime, probably around 7 or 8, somewhere in that
Okay.
area. And so get ready, folks. It's going to be amazing. And
Mm.
Patty is involved, Lex is involved, and there's a lot more people involved as well. And right after that commercial, we had Parapost. So if you want to go over to Parapost Network, you can download the app through iOS or Android and join a lot of other paranormal investigators, people in the UFOs, supernatural. If you're an enthusiast, you can go over there too as well and see what people are up to and see what they're doing and see their pictures and see their,
Mhm.
their videos and stuff like that. And what a lot of people don't know, that you can hook up your YouTube channel to Parapost. So every time
Mhm.
somebody uploads a video on YouTube, it automatically goes to Parapost, which
Mhm.
is the only, and I will say this, the only social media site out there that does that. So pretty proud of that. And then obviously at the end there was Huntophobia. That was the trailer for season 3. That will be coming out in July, and I'm really excited for people to watch those videos. And there will also be a documentary released as well.
Awesome.
And people are going to flip out when they see that documentary because it was really, really good. And that investigation was amazing. And we figured out stuff that, because that bar was a bar and an inn. They were talking about the history of that place. They've been talking about for years, but we ended up finding out more information that they didn't even realize about. So that is all going to be released in this documentary. So we're really, really looking forward to that. So, and I do want to mention, and my son is not going to say anything. I told him to say hi. He is actually in the room watching.
Oh,
And
okay.
I
Hi,
would like him to
buddy.
say, I would like him to say hi. And I said, well, say hi. And he goes, why?
That's so funny.
So
That's something my kids would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
if you don't say hi, I'll send you a text in a minute and keep doing it until you do say hi.
Yeah.
I've got your number, buddy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so he's in the room watching as well. He's a
Mhm.
fan of Patty as well, and he knows a lot more about you now that I've talked to him about yourself and how you were coming on the show this week, and he was excited as well. So let's
Awesome.
move on here. So when you're is it my question or your question, Lex? I think
Yeah,
it's
you
mine,
can ask
right?
it. You go
Yeah.
ahead, yeah.
Okay. So when you're on investigations, and you've been on plenty,
Oh
you've
yeah.
been on plenty of investigations. Like
Yep.
your channel, your YouTube channel is on Parapost, and you're on
Mhm.
Parapost, and
Mhm.
I think you have 530. I think it's 527 videos on there.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So you've been on plenty of investigations. So when
Yes.
you're out on an investigation, everybody has their favorite piece of equipment.
Mhm.
What would be yours if you were on an investigation? What you generally grab for when you're going to your bag to grab a piece of equipment?
The REM pod. That's my
Interesting. And
favorite.
why? And why?
I grab it first because it just lets me know if there's any energies in the room, especially, I get excited when it goes lights up, especially when it really lights up. So,
That's Mason.
that's
Sorry.
just,
That's Mason. That's
oh,
Mason.
okay. Hi there, Mason. Hi there.
Sorry, go on. Go on.
That's okay. No, so that's my first go-to. My
Yeah.
second favorite is the PSB7 Spirit Box
Yeah.
because of the fact that, they can communicate and you can hear what they have to say. So that's always fascinating to me to hear what comes through that thing. I get excited every time, like it's the first time I heard an EVP. I mean, because some of them, you just never know what you're going to hear, and it's you'll hear hello, hi, how are you? I mean, it's mind blowing sometimes. So those are my two favorites, is the REM pod and the PSB7 spirit box. So I have two favorites.
No, I can
Yeah.
completely agree. Like the reason, like the SB7, I got to use it for the first time when Bryan came over here for the tour, and I've never been that so impressed with a piece of equipment ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things that we experienced especially was a first for me for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And so as someone who's relatively new in the industry, I
Mm-hmm.
can't argue with a spirit box being anyone's favorite because it's undeniable evidence, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it is.
The second one with the REM pod, I really like them. I know that there are things that can set them off, and I do know
Mm-hmm.
that. But what I like about them is when the ability that when it does go off, it's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We showed a clip on here on the last episode where me and Bryan had one on a table and everything went off at once, and because it's not just lights, it's sound, so it's visual and audio, and it's just like when it goes off, it sets off a spark in me. And I'm just like, oh my god, like it's such a cool piece of equipment. So I think I completely understand why a REM pod would be up there for yours.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
You know, it's funny. Like we had a guy on the show not too long ago. We won't mention any names, and we brought up the SB7, and his words were, "It's a broken radio. It's a broken radio." And hey, listen, he's entitled to his opinion. His
Right.
opinion is fine. Everybody's entitled to his opinion, and he
Mm-hmm.
truly believes that. You know, when I asked him the question, well, what is if it's saying my name? Well, that's because it's going through all the stations. So basically, what you're telling me is, I ask my name and it comes out Bryan because somebody on the radio said Bryan at that exact moment.
Right.
Like, what
Yep,
are the chances of that happening?
exactly.
So this is always my
Yep.
counter argument to that because I hate that argument. Like I'm happy to discuss debunking methods for any equipment. I do it myself, so I'm more than happy to do it. But when that's the argument for a spirit box, there are some things that Bryan introduces people on our tour. It said my name, Nando's name, which is a weird name in general. So how are radio stations pulling that one out? And also,
Exactly.
you've probably had it in your experience. How many times have you been told to fuck off from a spirit box?
I've heard it a couple
Which
times.
I'm so sure radio stations aren't
Yep.
playing that. So
Yeah.
it is
Radio
probably
stations are also not playing. When I was at my son's grave, one of the first time when I first started, when I heard him come through the spirit box and say, "Mom, it's me, Gary. It's me, Mom. I'm here."
Mm,
It was in little clips, but I mean, you could hear it. We could hear it
mm,
when we're right there on the spot. And he said, "I'm sorry." And this was about 2 weeks after he died. We were at his
yeah.
grave. And
Yeah,
the radio station didn't just pop in and have that conversation with me about my son. So for these
Yeah.
people that are still today knocking the spirit box, and there's a debunking channel, and I won't say no names, but a lot of you probably know who I'm talking about. He's constantly bashing the spirit box, saying that it's not real, that it's
mm,
radio snippets. Okay. And I know that there are radio snippets that it might grab and you might hear it, but I can tell the difference. I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing
yeah.
this long enough. I can tell the difference from a radio snippet and an EVP.
Yeah. Well,
So,
one of the fun ones, we were in a fort where you're in an underground tunnel.
mhm,
So you don't get signal down there for radio at all. And yet we're still pulling things off of this
right.
Mm.
with the
Yeah.
it is weird. Like I have no issue with debunking channels. There's a few that I watch that I quite like. And I'm happy,
Mhm.
sometimes they get it wrong and I comment on it
Right.
and I say, I think you've got this wrong, but I appreciate it. But
Right.
the ones that just keep clinging on to the radio thing,
I know.
it really bugs me because it's like,
Me too.
you could probably think of that's probably the only one that you can't really force a debunk on. It's the hardest one.
Yeah.
Everything else you can fake you can fake the K2 meters with
Mhm.
walkie talkies. Everyone knows you can do that. You can REM pods you can set off. Um,
And
obviously,
I didn't even know about that until not long ago, actually.
yeah.
Someone
So
was actually kinda showing me what and I'm like, "I had no idea. Had no clue that that could happen." That's how
yeah.
some people out there might be doing that to get them to go off. I
Well,
never have.
I know there's a particular one that definitely is.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I won't say their name, but he locked
Yeah.
himself in a coffin in a hearse
Mhm.
with a camera outside the hearse and didn't show that camera footage of his other half who was outside pressing the walkie-talkie to set the K2 off, but it's fine. We know fake when we see them. I don't need to say names. If you
well, it's
you
funny.
know who it is.
It's funny because when he was on the show, I was thinking about this. Like, I go to this abandoned church that is just absolutely amazing. And Patty, if you ever come up to the Canada Way, I'm going to take you to this church because it's absolutely amazing. And I walked in there and I asked it to say my name. I asked it to say my name. I didn't say my name. I asked it to say my name. It said my name 3 times.
Wow, I've had that happen before too.
And so you're telling me, I didn't ask it to say my name, but it said my name 3 times, and that's from a radio station.
Yeah,
Please.
exactly. I know. I know.
I would like to touch on the skeptic that we and Bryan are talking about. We've had him on the show before. He is nice about it. He's not one of these debunkers that's going to come across as a piece of shit. He is happy to, if he can't explain it, he still won't call it paranormal, but he won't try and bullshit an explanation. I just think we just think he did give us some really good points on all the other equipment, but I think he was just clutching at straws on the SB7 really, because again, as said, it is probably the one that I can't find a way of doing it yet. I do try to find ways so I can because when I watch people's videos, I also like to prove if they're faking it or not. And that's the only one where I haven't really found a solution on how they're doing it. So he's clutching at straws, but he is a nice guy. We won't.
No, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
I like Kenny
on that one.
I like Kenny. Kenny's a great guy. He really is, and he's just entitled to his opinions, and we accept that. We accept his opinion, but we don't agree with it. But we accept it.
So I would like to flip the question over. And if I can get your opinion on a piece of equipment that you think shouldn't be used in the field, is a joke of a piece of equipment. Is there anything on there that you think is definitely not something you should be using?
Well, I can't think of anything. Wow. You stumped me.
Is there a particular one that you're just not fond of using then, if I rephrase it that way? Is there one
yeah. I'm trying to think what it is. Okay, the FLIR camera. That's one. It's hard to know the difference. Like say if you're at a cemetery, you've got all these tombstones out there that are sticking up out of the ground. How are you gonna, it's hard. If there was something standing there, how are you gonna know if it's not the tombstone? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I don't use it that much, only because every time I do use it, I'm like, well, that could be that tree, and well, that could be the tombstones, and I'm trying to point it in directions where there's nothing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll just flash red and yellow and stuff. But so that's kind of my least favorite. I mean, it is interesting to use it and especially in haunted houses, because there's been times where I have seen a full-bodied apparition standing in a corner on that FLIR camera, and there was but that was just the one time, and then sometimes you see things but you're just not sure, and it's hard to say for sure, was that spirit or was that a tree or a tombstone? So
or do you use the one that is the camera, or do you use the one that's attached to your phone?
The camera. No, the actual FLIR camera. I have the actual FLIR camera.
Okay. Cool. So let me ask you this, Patty. What has, out of all the places that you've been, and I'm going to say this again, you've been to a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot more that you want to go to, a lot more, just like everybody else. So up to this point, for your years of investigating, what has been your favorite place to investigate?
I would say my favorite is Elkmont up in Tennessee, the old abandoned ghost town. Elkmont. Believe it or not, that is my favorite. Every time I go there, the last time I was there was, I think Teresa was with me, but Emmy and I have went there, I think a couple of times, but we always get clear EVPs right through the camera. And I like that. I love it when I get stuff through the camera, and clear EVP, you can hear them talking. I can hear them with my own ears. It's no matter which one of those old houses that you walk in, it seems like you're going to hear some kind of talking, whispering, and disembodied voices just right through the camera, and it's pretty amazing. That's like one of my favorite places to film. And I do like Jasper Jail. It's in here in Florida. That's another very haunted jail that every time I've been there, clear EVPs through the camera. You can hear it. We can hear it with our own ears. We stayed all night there once, and my daughter woke me up saying, "Oh my God, Mom, wake up, wake up. There's somebody whistling upstairs." You could hear a whisper upstairs. So that's a pretty haunted place too. I've been there like 3 times now. Me and Emmy and Cece have all 3 been there together, and it was a pretty amazing weekend. We caught lots of paranormal activity there.
Oh wow!
I'm assuming
Yeah.
this is CC here.
Yep, that's her.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, CC. Thanks for being here today. We appreciate everybody that's coming in and out, and we appreciate everybody that's been coming in the room. What's going on?
Can you just put up Holly's comment she's just put on?
What's that?
What is it?
Which one?
She likes Jasper Jail because the warden has a thing for it.
Yes. Oh, that's so funny. Yes, the warden does have a thing for me. I'm telling you, he followed me home.
Oh,
and I had to tell him that you have to leave my car. You can't be in my car. And I turned the spirit box on and I said, "Where did you follow me from?" And he goes, "Jasper Jail." I mean, you could hear it as plain as day. And I'm like, "Oh my God, he just said Jasper," So, Emmy was with me that night too. We were out front in my car. And I'm like, "Emmy, there's a ghost in my car." We heard, when we got in the car, we heard a man talking. I'm like, "There's nobody in this car." And it was right after we got, yes. And I said, "You have to go back to the Jasper Jail. You cannot be here."
Now,
And
can I
he went back.
originally when that first came up, I actually thought it was a living person that you were taught that she was talking about, and he was following you all.
No, it was a ghost.
Yeah, I got that. But originally, when we first started talking about it, I thought it was an actual living person.
Oh,
so I was going to go, she's a cop. So that's why I thought it was a little bit funny. So yeah, that's awesome. That's
like Emmy said, PDX Paranormal, and the warden has a distinct voice, and he does, and we could all hear him so clear through the spirit box from our footage there, where he's actually having a conversation with me, with all of us. It was pretty amazing. So yeah, that's one of my favorite places to film too.
What is this that David said?
Guy at the grocery store pushing the carts. Oh yes, that's another one of my videos. Oh my Lord. Yeah, that's something that I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I mean that's something that you might want to play some clips from, or play the whole thing. It's like 15 minutes long. Put the link in the chat.
Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I don't think we can do that with other people's YouTube channels.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
I don't think you can do that unless it's taped.
I'll send you the link and you can check it out. Well,
I will, for sure.
It was caught on my dash cam footage, and I pulled up to Publix, got out of the car to go inside, and I noticed this guy, picking up the carts from, the parking lot, getting the carts together and taking them inside. But anyway, I was in the store for a few minutes and I came back out, and as he was pushing, that same kid was pushing my cart out, and he says, "Was there somebody in your car a few minutes ago?" And I'm like, "No, what do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, I know this sounds weird, but I heard like knocking on the," and he's like this, like he's looking, you can see him, like he thought I locked somebody in that car. And he goes, "They were knocking and pounding on the window." And as I was getting the carts together, and I thought maybe there was somebody trying to get my attention from the car. And I said, "No, there's nobody in the car." And I'm like looking around. So as he's talking, I told him what I do. And he goes, "Oh my God." But when I watched, it's a long story, but everybody just have to go watch it. But I used my dash cam footage along with, he allowed me to film him telling the story about what he heard when I was in the store. Somebody was pounding on the window trying to get his attention. And that was not long after I was at the Jasper Jail. So it
That's
makes me
mad.
wonder, was
It's
that,
the
yeah.
weirdest.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me out. She locked me in the car.
This is worse than jail.
Right?
But no, imagine
It's
being
very
that
hot in
God.
here.
Can you
It's
imagine
very
being?
hot in here.
Did you know if the God believed in that? If the cart guy believed in the
He
paranormal?
did. He did.
Okay.
He said he believes in it. And I just saw him the other day actually, and he pulls up, he pulls his neck and he goes, "Look what I got for protection." He goes, "I went to your crystal lady and I got me some protection."
Oh wow.
He
Wow,
goes,
Well,
that's
I'm
and
awesome.
definitely gonna have to
yeah,
watch that video though, because
you
that
gotta
definitely
watch
sounds
it.
interesting.
And
Yeah,
my
David,
dash cam footage is like
I don't know if
buzzing
David
and
put it
doing
in
some
there.
weird stuff too. So
Mm.
yeah,
Is it on your YouTube channel? Sorry, that one.
it
Did
is. It
David
is.
put in the link? David, if you can do us a favor, if you can get that link for us, then put it in here so we can go back to it after and we'll
Yeah,
check out that video
you've
for
got to
sure.
watch
For
it. You've
sure.
got to watch it. Yeah.
Or
That's
if somebody could put up that link,
Yeah.
that'd be
That's
great. Go
You
ahead,
did
Lex.
say something really fun though, is when you said that you told him what you do, and his initial response is, and I was like,
Yeah,
I love telling people what I do, and that's the
I do
response I
too.
get. Because when I work in
Yeah.
a restaurant and I tell people, like people are asking, "Oh, so what do you do outside of work?" I'm a paranormal investigator, and they all have the same reaction. It's like my favorite thing when people
Yeah.
find out. I think because a lot of people, I don't think people actually meet a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that do it, so it's like the initial shock factor of it. I think I love that. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I just love the
I do
reaction.
too. Yeah, I do too. And he was excited about it. He watches my videos.
Oh yeah.
He said he subscribed to my channel and he watches, and I see him once in a while. And every time he gets a chance, he'll push my card out, and he just
Well,
stares at my vehicle all the time, like he's waiting to see something else or hear something else. He's always just like, you can see him like
yeah.
focusing. He's like that, like he's
Well,
really watching the vehicle.
in the event that cart guy stumbles into this video, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's mental.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me ask you then. Now that we got your favorite place that you like to investigate, what has been either your scariest moment or the scariest place that you've investigated?
Well, my scariest moment was when I was filming at a cemetery in it's right on the border of Georgia and Florida, and we kind of given it the name the Shadow Cemetery.
Yeah.
Some of my footage from that cemetery actually made it to Travel Channel because of what we caught on camera in that cemetery. So it's been on, they replay it all the time. But so I was in there one night with an old friend, just say that, and I got shoved. That was my scare. Literally got shoved. I felt something push me, and as I was stumbling forward, I kind of turned because I was like, "Did she just bump into me, or she's way over here?" Nothing. I didn't see anything behind me, and it was all I could do to protect my camera because I didn't want my camera getting destroyed. But I fell. I fell right to the ground. Luckily, there was a lot of leaves and stuff that I fell on. But that was my scariest moment because I freaked because I'm like, "Oh my God, something just pushed me."
Mm.
And so we got out of there really quick because it was just her and I, and we really had no business out there in the middle of the night at this cemetery in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why we thought we could handle it, but it was pretty scary. Yeah, that was my scariest moment. Um, it takes a lot to scare me.
Yeah.
I don't get scared that easy, and I'm kind of fearless, I guess you could say. I mean, I've went into places where some of the men that I was filming with in the past would run out, and I would keep on going. I would look around. I'm like, I want to see what's in here. But I don't know. It takes a lot to scare me, but that really scared me. It scared me because you feel something shoving you.
Yeah.
I can't even explain it, but the feeling of just you felt it, and I'm like, oh my God, and I could still feel it right now. I could feel it, and it scared the shit out of me. Okay, and that was my scariest. And what was the other thing you asked me?
The scariest place that you've investigated.
Probably that place. That was pretty scary, but also God, there's been others. Like the Spring Hill Cemetery. It's a well-known haunted cemetery in our area. We've seen and heard some creepy sounds coming out of there that just, you can't explain. Um, and as far as like at the Brushy Mountain State Prison, witnessed and heard a lot of things from there. And there was a girl that got possessed in one particular part of the prison. She got possessed there. They don't talk about it a whole lot, but she did. And one time I was there, I was with some people and they insisted on going in there. And I'm like, you guys, I don't know about that. I said, that's the area where that girl got possessed. I don't personally, I don't want to go in there. I'm not scared, but I think I'm good. I'll stand by the door. So
Yeah.
they went in and they started having weird experiences and feeling dizzy and lightheaded and, stumbling around. I'm like, you guys, you really need to get out. I got a bad feeling about this. Well, the whole time I'm standing there, all of my crystal jewelry and bracelets started heating up and vibrating. And I couldn't understand, why is this happening? What is, so I got the hell away from the whole area and it stopped. And I contacted my friend Julie. She's in the chat here. And I told her what had happened. And she said it was protecting you. And people don't believe in that. People don't believe that. There's your proof. A lot of people don't believe that this stuff will actually protect you because it vibrates at a higher frequency than the entities do. So that's why I always stay pretty armed with lots of stuff.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But everyone can hear you coming, can't they? Because it's just
Yeah, I can't sneak up on anybody. And inside of my bras, well, we won't
God.
talk about that, but I have them in my bra too.
That reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. I don't know if you ever watched the one where Elaine had that coworker that always came up to her, and he was like right beside her, and she never heard him come up. So what she did to him is put Tic Tacs in his pocket, so every time you come, you hear the Tic Tacs going. It just reminded me of that story. That's funny.
That is so funny.
It's funny. It kind of reminded me of something else when you were at the beginning, when you said you don't get really scared, and a lot of things have happened to you. Obviously, I remember, and I don't know if my son's still in the room, but I took my son out on his very first investigation with me, and he was holding the camera. And it was getting close that we were going to be wrapping up and finishing because we were there for quite a while. And all of a sudden my son got touched.
Oh,
and
wow.
he jumped a mile high, and it scared the crap out of him. I always find it interesting because it was his first time coming. It was his first time. Oh, Lex froze. So actually froze there. So it was his. All of a sudden, I heard Lex Paranormal has joined the room.
Oh, there's for some reason my internet just cut itself off for a second.
Yeah. So my son, this was his very first experience going on a paranormal investigation, and then he gets touched.
Wow.
And I don't know what it is about this bridge that I go to, and it's the bridge. It's Sewell's Bridge that I've spoken about many times on the show. And this bridge is crazy. And I've done all the kinds of research on this place, and I can't figure out why it's haunted. And is it on an old native Indian burial ground? Possible, but there isn't anything talking about that. Nothing. And we also think there's something not necessarily very nice there. And I had a medium go out watch a video of it, and she said there's a portal there.
Oh,
there's a portal under that bridge.
Wow.
And whatever's there that's negative is blocking all the people to go through that portal. So that's why there's so many spirits there.
Wow.
And it's like it's overloaded with spirits. Like as soon as you go, it's not on top of the bridge, it's underneath it.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
As soon as there's so much energy there. And it's weird also because there's no wires around. It's out kind of in the boonies.
I wonder what used to be there to make it become a portal. Like what was it many years ago? You know what I mean? Prior to being a bridge.
Yeah, I don't know. And the bridge has been there since I think 1918, but it was torn apart in a hurricane. So they had to rebuild it, and they rebuilt it in 3 days.
Oh.
It's kind of like one of those kind of suspension kind of bridges.
Oh, okay.
And but I'm telling you, this bridge, as soon as you go underneath the energy, you start feeling ill right away.
Oh, wow.
And it happens every single time. Every time I take
Mhm.
my son there, the K2 goes ballistic. It goes ballistic, and
Wow.
he'll ask a question and it'll respond right away.
Mhm.
And in the K2, and I've tried to debunk this place so much. When it comes to the K2, is there something in the
Mhm.
bridge that's causing the energy,
Right.
or something? And you can't figure it out. But the medium said there's a portal there. Everybody's going there to go through, and they can't go through, so they're stuck there. And
Wow.
that's why there's so many spirit there, because every time I go, we capture something, and it's a different voice every single time.
Wow.
And somebody young and somebody old. It's like, it's crazy. You go one side of the bridge, you're on one side because there's a stream that goes through it like a river,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you're on one side. You start talking, you hear voices on the other side. You go to the other side,
Oh,
you start
wow.
talking, you hear the voices on the other side.
Mhm.
It's just it's totally crazy. And I felt horrible for my son because this was his first time coming out with
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah. I can
it was
understand what you're saying because I took Brock, my grandson, last year to the haunted St. Augustine jail.
yeah.
And he got scratched within the first 20 minutes that we were there, 3 scratches right down his back. He's
Wow.
15 years old. It scared me, I think, more than it did him because I don't think he really realized what that means.
Yeah.
Mm,
And I didn't wanna scare him, but I made sure I got him to a safe place outside, and I put holy water on him, burnt some sage around him, said a prayer, did all that. He's fine, he was fine, but that was pretty scary. The lady there said that, there's been a few other people that have been scratched there. There's something that's not so nice there, but 3 scratches right down the middle of his back. He was sitting there, and I was filming in this one particular area of the jail. We were just getting started, and I think Emmy was there with me too that night. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And so, anyway, so I just got started filming, and all of a sudden, I hear him, I see him go like this. He's sitting on the floor, and he kinda moves forward, and I thought maybe he's just not comfortable, maybe he's trying to adjust himself, but he
mm.
kept doing it. And then all of a sudden, I seen him reach back and pull his shirt up, and I said, "What is wrong, Brock? What's going on?" And he said, "My back is burning really bad." And when I looked, I saw the 3 scratches, and I'm like, "Oh my god." So I called the lady over, the curator that was there, and she said, "Oh, no."
Mm,
Yeah. So that
mm.
was pretty scary, for me, as a grandmother, bringing your
Of course.
grandchild out
Of
because he
course.
wanted to go. He wanted
Yeah.
to go. He was like, "I wanna go, Grandma. I wanna go. I'll be fine. I wanna go." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure." So, yeah, and then that's what happened. So after that, he's like, "I'm good. I think I'll stay home from now on."
I was just about to ask. It's funny because on the drive home after we left the bridge, my son was in the back seat, and I going, "Are you okay?" And he didn't. He said maybe 3 words on the
Oh.
way home, and it scared the crap out of him. And
Mhm.
if people see the video, it's actually on YouTube. If you see the video, there's one shot and you can see he was so scared. He had one tear coming down his cheek,
Aw.
and
Aw.
it scared the crap out of him. And
Mhm.
the cameras going all over the place, and I
Mhm.
felt horrible, but it, there's not much you can do.
I
There's nothing you
know.
can
The
do.
first
You know.
time I was touched, it really did freak me out. I mean, I hear you wanna get touched. Like, "Oh, can you touch me? You wanna touch me?" And then when it happens, you're like it does freak you out. It feels like spider webs too, a little bit like spider webs on you. But, now I get touched all the time, but I just stay quiet, and I'm like, you know, "They're touching me."
Here's an
So,
interesting. Would you like to answer a question? I have a question
sure.
here, and I think it's a good question.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hey all, has Lex, Patty, or Brian had any voices come through a Bluetooth speaker not connected to anything? I'm going to say yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Sure have.
You know, it's funny. I was at a place called, what was that place called again? God, the name of it's slipping my mind. The Heritage. I believe it's called. It's something else too. The Heritage. We were actually getting ready to do a SB7, and I hadn't turned on the SB7 yet, and all of a sudden a voice came through the Bluetooth speaker, and nothing was on yet. So, and then it started doing almost like a Morse code.
Yep. Same here.
Which was really, really, really strange. And so it's happened to me for sure. You, Patty?
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. It's happened to me about 3 or 4 times at least, maybe more. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lex?
I've had it happen.
I've had it happen once. I was setting up the for anyone who's seen the video when I did the Kluwer Park investigation, I was setting up the ball. So I was just putting the ball and the flashlight on the ground and moving the camera stuff away. So the speaker wasn't on yet, and it was on top of my bag. And yeah, someone said either hello or hi on the speaker, but it wasn't on yet. So that was a cool moment.
I like this one. I like this comment right here. I love this comment right here because I don't think it's a matter of brave. I think it's just I did a show back in January called "In Women Investigate Too," and it was a great show, and we had some phenomenal women on the show, and you know what? They're just as brave as men, and if not even more, you know. And I love when women go out and do paranormal investigations. I think it's amazing. And I don't think they get enough at times. I don't think they get enough recognition, to be honest.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. So we're getting to the very, very last question.
Okay.
And you know the last question. And Lex is going to come up with something inventive on how to ask you this question, I'm sure.
Okay.
Old of you to assume.
Be scared. Be very, very scared. Haunted locations, nothing. Lex's last question, be very, very scared.
I know there's like 9 different avenues I can go down on here. So but I won't. I've chosen a nice one. I think it's funny. So here we go. I've got to make sure I say it right as well, because like I said, I'm under a lot of pressure. Got a paranormal celebrity in front of me, so I've got to be good. Right. So sweaty palms. Sorry.
Love you too, David.
So if you decided to sue the entire state of Florida for not only housing loads of fake pieces of shit paranormal investigators, but also because their prison system lets ghostly wardens stalk your home. And let's say you won that court case. So everyone who'd ever said anything negative about you had to give you $1 million. And that means you have all the money, most of the money in the world. Where would you spend that money to go and investigate?
Oh,
you like that? I like that. That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
Oh,
yeah, that was very good.
All right, Alcatraz.
Oh,
Alcatraz.
I would love to go to Alcatraz. I got another favorite, Amityville. I would love to go to Amityville, but you can't get in there. People live there. So, but it would be interesting to go investigate the Amityville house. But I would love to go to, I forgot the name of it, Alcatraz. Also, the Winchester Hotel. I would like to go there too.
That's the one. That's the Winchester, the crazy house, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
We had a guest last week who said that's where they wanted to go.
Okay.
And I still 100% agree with that one. I'd love to do Alcatraz as well. I think the story of Alcatraz.
I think you would have to have all the money in the world in order to go to Alcatraz, because $24,000 a night seems a little steep.
That's a lot. That's just crazy.
Well, that'd be fine, because when Patty wins the lawsuit against Florida for having piece of shit investigators and ghostly wardens that stalk you home, we will all have enough money to do this, so we can go to Alcatraz.
and I just want to make this clear: we're not talking about anybody specific.
I'm talking about
it's just the whole Florida.
My daughter. Let me just send her the link, because she forgot I was. She just messaged me and asked me a question, and I said, "You do forget I'm live. so, I think she's gonna pop in now. I don't know. She's busy right now, but I think she'll. Sorry about that, guys. But she kept blowing up my phone, and I wanted to make sure everything was okay. She forgot. Anyway,
David's put a good comment here. The Lizzie Borden house and the Axe murder house. Lizzie Borden.
Oh yes, I would love to go there too.
Lizzie Borden's case is an incredible. I remember reading about it a little while ago because I was trying to do I'm working on doing some videos soon where I'm doing like case files of locations that I can't physically go to, so I can't fly to America. So I'm doing case study videos on them. And
there you go. So sorry, Mom.
Yeah, that's okay, Heather.
So I'm doing those, and the Lizzie Borden house is one that I did a lot of research on because it's so intriguing.
I would love to go there too. I have a lot of places I want to go, and I just haven't been able to get there yet. But I will. I will.
Yeah, it's there's so many places in the States, but you know what? We have some good places here. But when I did the tour in the UK, there are so many. There are so many amazing places in the UK to go to. I wish I would have gotten into a castle that was still standing. I think the only thing we came close to was, it's not a castle, but it almost felt like it was the church ruins. You know what I mean? So I think that's the closest we came to any type of that castle, wasn't it? Or am I missing something?
I would probably maybe that one or the fort, even though the fort was we were mainly underground because it is built up around a huge hill center, so it is almost castle-like. But no, I probably would agree the church ruin is probably the closest.
Yeah. But those places you have to book 2 years in advance, right? In most of those places, right? So, but no, you know what, Patty? This has been awesome. It's been awesome. I'm sorry your daughter missed most of the show, but she can go back and watch it.
I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will.
Yeah. And like I said at the beginning of the show, and over the last month, I've really gotten to know you quite well. And keep going, keep doing your thing. You know what? Because you're an amazing person, and I'm so happy that you're involved in this big reveal on June 1st. I will make sure Patty's up with the panel when we do the reveal on June 1st. You guys are going to want to check it out. You're going to want to tune into that because we got something really big planned for 2023, and I am so glad Patty's on board, and she knows, and we told her this at the beginning of or in the middle of the week. We know what you've gone through. We know. And like I said, like Robert, like Brian Horton, like everybody said on the team, we have your back. And you don't have to worry about any of that. And I'm going to say it out loud. You don't have to worry about any of that shit anymore, because you know what? You got people behind you that love you, that support you, that are going to continue supporting you. And these two people right here sitting in front of you are going to be supporting you like no tomorrow. And everybody in this, and everybody in this reveal is supporting you as well. So all you need to do is reach out to one of us. You're going to anyways, but because we're going to be talking we're going to be doing all kinds of things over the next year. So, but I do want to say something, and I'm not sure, Patty, if you want me to mention it or not. Me and you have been talking about something. Do you want me to say anything, or do you want me to keep it on pause for now? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Text me real quick. What is it?
What we plan to do together, me and you.
Oh, yeah. You can talk about that.
So I will I'm not going to say what it is, but there's going to be something coming out in June that me and Patty are working on, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully it will be a weekly thing. We're not sure yet at this point, but we are working on something, and stay tuned for that as well. But I want to say my thanks for coming on today's show, and it was really, really fun having you. And like I said, I'm glad you're a part of my life now. And
thank you. And I'm glad you are part of my life too, all of you.
I look forward to learning more about you, working with
Thank
you
you.
on these special things or projects that we have going
Mhm.
on. And so I'm going to say my thanks. And I want to thank everybody in the room as well for coming on to watch Patty and ourselves. And hopefully you subscribe to that channel when you came in the show.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So thanks again, Patty.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and it's nice to finally be teamed up and be friends with real paranormal investigators and not just content creators.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
just say that, it
Yeah.
just means it just means a lot to me. People that have the same passion and desire for this field as I do, and for the right reasons.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thank
So
you.
true. And
Yeah.
Lex, you want to say anything?
And I just want to say that it's been an absolute honor to not only talk to you, but to meet you for the first time.
Thank you. You
Um,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
this has been a real blast. And like I said, as a small investigating channel that I have, it's really surreal to be able to sit here and talk to someone who's gone through the highs and lows that you have in this career
Mhm.
and all that stuff, and to see you fight in it and keep going and going and going is something that can show people that, like me, are
Mhm.
newer in the game, that you're going to face some
Mhm.
difficulties
Yep.
and there is a way through it. So I just
Yep.
want to say thank you for giving us your time of the day to come here and speak to two idiots about
Okay, settle down there. Settle down there.
I wouldn't call you guys idiots. You guys are great. You guys
Thank
are
you. Thank you.
awesome.
and I wanted you to know that you have a huge support also from us in the UK as well. It's not just
Thank
the
you.
Canadians and the Americans bonding. You got the UK in on the fight as well. We're here too. And
Thank you.
a small little shout for myself. As seen by Drew's paranormal vlog in the chat there, I am 5 subs away from finally hitting 300. So please, if you haven't already, click that link and go subscribe to me.
Mhm.
Thank you. And but I would also like
Everyone go subscribe to him.
and if you haven't already, please make sure you go down and subscribe to everyone else on the panel, the shows. Go onto Parapost, do all that stuff, because you're going to be excited to see what Bryan, Patty, and myself are doing with the rest of the team that we've got. And it's just, I want to thank you very much for taking time out, and it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So if you want to wait in the back room, we'll be there in a
Okay.
couple of minutes. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you in a
Okay.
minute.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, wrong person. There we go.
Nicely done.
Nah, maybe I wanted her to stay up a little bit longer and knock you down. But you know what, everybody, I want to thank everybody that came in the room today to watch the show. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, and I'm pretty sure Lex did as well. And it was a great time. And thanks for all the wonderful comments that you guys were saying. And obviously Patty has a lot of support, and she's going to continue having a lot of support. I never shouted out the Hauntphobia channel. I should have done that, but I'm not going to. I just did.
Literally watching my numbers go up.
That's great, everyone. And again, if you want to subscribe to this channel through the lens with Bryan and Lex, that would be most appreciated. And Lex said his channel. I'm going to say mine, Hauntphobia. If you want to go over to Hauntphobia, you can subscribe there. I'm much closer to. I'm almost at 1,000. So I am going to be releasing a video in the next little while. It's going to be the second part of the video that I released a few months ago. It's just been extremely busy. I haven't been able to release it, but it is going to be released soon. So I want to say thank you again to everyone and Patty. And you guys have a great rest of the day. And I'm sure Lex would like to say a few words before we go off the air too.
Yeah.
Right, Lex?
I just quickly want to say, and this is a really fun one for me, I've got some advice for any budding paranormal investigators who are tempted by the content creation side of things. Here's some advice. Don't do Lou Rock's thing and climb into ceilings and start kicking holes into ceilings for content, because you look like an idiot. But I just wanted to say that because it's funny. However, I would like to say thank you to everyone who's been in the chat. Thank you to the mods on both our side and Patty's side for getting those links out. Thank you for sharing the stories in there. We've got to learn a lot. And it's been great to meet you guys as well as meeting Patty. And thank you to those who are subscribed to both Hauntphobia, myself, and Through the Lenses channels. And if there's anyone on here who isn't from Team G Team or the following already, make sure you subscribe to G Team Paranormal and keep your eyes and ears open for June 1st for the announcement of a lifetime. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And the links are in the description below if you want to go, if you're wanting to follow her on Facebook. She's also on Parapost as well, and you can follow her there as well. So all you need to do is go to iOS or Android, download the app, and it will pop right up, and you can make your free account and get in there and see what everybody else is doing. So other than that, everybody have a great day. We will see you next week. I believe we do have a guest next week, and yes, we do have a guest next week. I'm not sure if he's coming, if they're coming up, or I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if they're coming up yet or not. So we'll find out during the week, but we will have a guest next week. We will be back next week. So other than that, again, everybody have a great day and talk to you soon.